Hello Radicals, I'm Kuya Kalil and meron akong question sa inyo. Have you tried scrolling sa social media or have you ever experienced scrolling sa social media like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or TikTok or whatever app it is and nakita ka ng magandang photos and you're like, sana all maganda camera. Sana all maganda yung photos na pinapost. Well, guess what? You don't actually need a professional camera to take good photos. This is iRock 5-minute knowledge and let's explore photography. Di mo kailangan ng mamahaling camera or mamahaling phone to take good photos. So in this video, I'm going to use my 5,000 peso phone to take the photo. In photography, the most essential thing is light. So it's not about your camera or your phone, but how much light you use to capture good photos. So for lights, you can use natural light, sunlight, or you can use artificial light such as flash, a ring light, or any other light. So you need to expose your subject enough or light your subject enough so that your camera can take better photos. Now let's take better photos. Okay, so this is the place where I'll shoot the product photos and this is the place that I'll use to take OOTD portraits. And listen, because pandemic ngayon, I'm not going to go outside to take landscape photos. So please, stay safe, Radicals. I'm going to use a photo I shot with my phone when I was able to travel. Okay, seems fair enough. Let's take photos. Okay, so for this part, I'm gonna shoot a product. Para sa inyo mga nag-online selling, you can follow these tips. So I'm gonna use this product, not sponsored. I'm gonna use a ring light as my light, and then I'm gonna use illustration boards to bounce and absorb light. And then I'm gonna use a mirror as well to bounce light. Ganito yung photo without proper lighting. When taking photos of cold beverages, try spraying water to make them look colder. Pro tip: you can use white to bounce light, black to absorb light, and you can use any reflective material or surface to reflect light. When I shoot photos, I go for underexposed rather than overexposed photos, meaning medyo madilim yung kinukuha kong photos kaysa doon sa sobrang liwanag na wala ng detail sa photo. So, pag hindi mo makuha yung tamang lighting, go for underexposed and then edit them in post. Okay, so I'm done shooting this product and I think nakuha na ako ng mga decent photos. So now let's go to the OOTD portrait. Okay, now time for the portrait. Wait, masyado madilim. We need more light. So, let's go. Okay, so here's the lights. Everything's good to go. Let's go to the OOTD portrait. I'm using my front camera with a self-timer. When you're shooting portraits, try to bend your joints, your elbows, your knees para magkaroon ka ng shape and form. As you can see, pag walang proper lighting, medyo noisy yung photo. Now this one with proper lighting, may kita mo na medyo may pop-off color na and may detail na yung photo. So light your photo properly, pose your model, and then take the shot. Ngayong meron na tayong photos, let's edit them. Listen, you don't need any fancy editing software like Lightroom, like this one, you don't need it. Pero pwede mong gamitin yung default editor sa gallery app mo, or if you want, you can use whichever photo editor you like. So for me, I'm using Google Snapseed. It's free on the Play Store and App Store. So go ahead, download it if you want. So let's take the photos and edit them, okay? So for product photos, ang ginagawa ko, separate the subject from the background. Ang una kong ginagawa ay aligning it and then cropping the photo. Next, what I'm doing is separating the subject from the background using contrast and then color, saturation, highlights and shadows naman for the darks and light parts of the photo. I'm also setting the details to make the photo look sharper, and curves naman for setting the mood, more contrasted yung photo. And then lastly, I'm using white balance to set the right temperature para color accurate. Now here's the before and after. For portrait photos, ang go-to ko lagi ay film-like vibe. So after cropping the photos, ginagawa ko low contrast. And then yung shadows, hindi masyadong black. So medyo lighter ng konti. For curves naman ang ginagawa ko, hindi ko sineseparate yung subject sa background. So parang connected sila. I add grain and then yung white balance, medyo greenish. So here's the before and after. Lastly, for the landscape, usually I base on location. So this was taken in the Middle East. So medyo warm yung tone niya. So yung white balance medyo yellowish. I also try to highlight yung shadow. So ginagawa kong darker yung black. Here's the before and after. Okay, Radicals, I hope you learned something today. Start shooting and editing your photos, up your social media game, and keep things aesthetic. I'm Kuya Kalil, and this is iRock 5-Minute Knowledge.